Can a washed up Diamond player get back into Diamond in the Great 26? First, let me introduce myself. My name is Bocher. Boker, Bocha, Boca, whatever you prefer. Though I personally go by Bocher. And I peaked Diamond 2 back in Episode 9, Act 3. But that was a while ago now, and now, after not playing the game seriously for a while, I got set back all the way back to gold, right where I started. So I thought it would be a fun challenge I can give myself to see if I can make it up the ranks and hit diamond again. And that's where the series is gonna come in. Instead of just playing for the love of the game, I thought it'd be interesting if I documented my journey in trying to hit diamond again. Not only that, but in this series, I'll be going over my matches and analyzing them with you all. Now, I'm not too much of an expert on this game, so I can't guarantee that my analysis will be up to spec, but I'm hoping that by watching my matches, I'll be able to learn from my mistakes and gain some insight on what I should be doing to get better at the game. It's also something that I've never personally done before, like watching your VODs and stuff, but I heard that this helps people improve at the game, so that's why I'm doing it. And by recording it and sharing it with you all, maybe we can learn something together, and maybe you guys can even give me some advice in the comments. With all that being said, let's get on to day one of trying to get back to diamond. To start off day one, I decided to get into some team deathmatch. Now, I heard that warming up is good for you, so this is kind of what I do to warm up before I head into my competitive matches. And after rewatching this team deathmatch that I played, I noticed that a lot of the time I have a tendency to overshoot on my enemies. We got a couple examples of that in this match. For example, here in this neon, I overshoot, aiming way too far to the left. And again, over here, same neon, overshot. And right here in this kill, I see the Reyna, moves, I overcompensate, but I end up getting him either way. Now, this is what's good about being able to record and watch over your clips, since now I know I have a higher tendency to overshoot than I do to undershoot. How I plan to fix this problem? I'll try to train more. I'm not entirely sure how to fix this overshooting problem that I have, but like I said, this is what recording is good for, since you're able to see and figure out what problems you have in your aiming. I think there were also some times where my movement kind of fucked me up. Like here, I do some pretty bad movement, get immediately one shot by the neon. I slowed down my momentum there by going left and backwards at the same time. If you didn't know, I think if you do diagonal movement, it's slower than doing just one-way movement, like forward, backwards, left, right. Overall, I don't think I did too bad in this team deathmatch. Ended up getting a second in my team. Now, time for the real matches. Alright, Abyss, not bad, not bad. So here for the first match, we got Abyss, and I decided to pick ISO. I picked ISO not really for any particular reason. It's just I was looking over what agents I used during that act that I did get the diamond, and I saw, surprisingly enough to me, that I used ISO for the most part. So I was kind of just hoping, like, hey, if ISO can get me to diamond back then, maybe he can get me to diamond now. Not entirely sure, but I think he used to have two of them. As you can see by the recording, I was playing this with like very little sleep. I think I had 4 or 5 hours of sleep at the time. Not something I recommend if you want to be at your peak performance, but it's something to keep in mind for the rest of these matches. So for round one, it looked like my team was 1 in 5 stack A, so I go do. So I prep my dash, get ready to take the push, grab the orb while I'm at it. Dash, quickly check right. Anyone's there, left is clear. I see Reyna, but then I get Sova darted, which then lets that Reyna get an easier kill on me. But if you notice on the map, Look who does not move the whole time while we were starting off the match. And around the time Reyna kills me is where I notice this. Fuck, dude. Wait, why is there
Solo.
still AFK? Now it's ranked, and that's just how it is. There's not really much you can do about it, but when stuff like this happens, it's just kind of annoying. He eventually wakes up, but it's way too late at that point. We lose our eco, so for our buy round, I calmed that we should try B and wait for everyone to get there since I was late again. But Breach comes in with a stun, so I'm like, alright, we have to push. And if you notice, during this push, I didn't really know where to put my smokes. That's because I didn't come up with a
Breach
plan
side 40.
beforehand of how I wanted to push this site, which is
One,
something I
one up heaven.
probably should have done. And
Out heaven.
Heaven picks off two of my teammates. I get a trade, but thought the wall from the back would save me, but I guess they got past that.
Player standing.
After losing that last round, we're back to a save on to the next round, and here I get a timing on Sova,
20 heaven.
but my aim
There's two
lets
on
me
site.
down. For the rest of my analysis, I think I'm gonna avoid talking too much about times where I died to my aim being bad and try to focus on how I can improve my gameplay instead. That's because I feel like aim is a pretty straightforward thing to understand and fix. And on that note, I think I want to focus more on the different mistakes I make along the way so that there's always something different I can talk about improving on. And if I make the same mistakes constantly, I'll mention it just so I know that's something I need to focus working on, but not go deeply into it. And I'm thinking for later on in the series, I'll probably just want to share the gameplay. And for the analysis, I think I might make it a weekly thing instead of analyzing every single game, just so that I won't get tired of doing this. Here, I hear someone walk up heaven, and eventually I'll see Sova. Though I know that Clove just died behind me, so I'm now worried about behind me. So I drop down, Rain of Flashes. I'm able to get a cheeky kill here and try to go for the other two, but they end up killing me. Now, I'm not entirely sure what I should have done there, if I should have just stayed on heaven or fell back after I got Reyna. So, if anyone knows any better, let me know. Nice. So, a couple of rounds pass, I make the same mistake of not knowing how I want to push into a site, but this round I think is a good example of me doing something good for once. I know how I want to enter, updraft dash, and I hide from that blind. Our team
One
gets
minute,
in,
1 minute.
thankfully. Teammate calls heaven. I see no one else could cover that heaven, so I'm in the best position for that, so I prep for that, get the kill there. Our Clove gets picked off here, but she has oh, so I let her try to get a kill, but unfortunately she didn't get one. I stay here because I see that we have a flank incoming, and I wanna be in a good position to catch the other two off guard. I get Sova, and our flanking Sova
Nice.
gets the kill. In this round, I noticed that they're fast pushing B, so me and Sova quickly go for the rotate. But instead of going to help
flank.
our team out on site, I
Oh, we're
decided to
flanking, I mean.
flank with a
Back up.
Sova, which in hindsight was not the best idea, and we end up losing this round because of it.
Hold on.
Spike spotted B. Spike's here.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
26 breach.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh god, I didn't know he was a heaven.
W.
I can't smoke.
Another thing that I noticed in my gameplay is that my mental was just not very good.
Reyna mid, Reyna mid,
And
Reyna
that's something I'm not entirely sure how to fix. Like here, you
Won
can
that
even
against
hear me
ISO.
doubting myself
It's
even
okay.
after I've
If
won
I can
that
win the, I don't know if I just got
ISO
lucky or
duel.
what, but if I can win the like aim fight, and is it like something else that's my problem? Well, no doubt.
Breach is nice.
Okay. Two in.
Okay.
Three.
Her ISO mid, maybe.
In the smoke.
And here we have something I think I make on a constant basis is my indecisiveness. That's what got me killed there. Just me not knowing whether I should updraft and leave immediately or go for the second kill. Either one, if I just went for it, would have been a better choice than being in between. For this one, I got scared that they were gonna push me since it didn't look like there was a lot of support on site. But I feel like if I would have just stayed or dashed earlier, I would have been able to get a better situation out of that. But instead, I was indecisive and I ended up dying for it.
Bridge.
Last player standing.
And that was it for the rest of this match. We end up getting steamrolled and we end up losing the game. This whole analysis thing was way more time consuming than I would have thought, especially since I have to record it and everything. So I'm not entirely sure how much more of these I'm going to do in the future, but if you guys want to see more of this, just let me know. But in the meantime, what I think I'm going to do for the rest of my journey trying to get back into Diamond is I think I'm going to go over my games on my own time and gather what I think I need to improve on. Then in the beginning of the videos, I can have like a list of things I need to keep in mind and try to do to help improve my gameplay. And then I'll just post that gameplay instead and seeing if we check mark anything off that list. For example, in this video, apart from the aim, things I need to work on is my plan into entry, decisiveness, and my mental, I think are some things I need to work on. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all in the next one.